Very emotional when we were speaking today.
Yes.
Trip to Africa. What's it mean?
It's extraordinary, and Ghana is such an extraordinary country, and to be a part of the diaspora and come here for my first time, very, very moving, very, very moving.
When we talk about bridging the gap between the continent and the diaspora,
yes,
I see the emotion wasn't just here.
Yes.
On the floor of the Senate, you just as emotional your delivery. Are we doing a good job linking the...
Well, we can always do better, but let's just say there's an ocean between us, but yet we've managed to keep the connection that is within our blood. And there are so many Americans that are so dedicated to the continent as a whole, but also dedicated towards investing, towards doing incredible work in healthcare and in commerce and in so many ways. Just trying to deepen our connections to help prosperity happen for everybody. There's so much wealth in the diaspora and the human capital that we have. If we come together and work together more, we'll be able to create more possibilities. And very emotional. When we started this day, we went out to the castle and the door of no return and stood in the dungeons where they kept slaves, enslaved people, our ancestors, and it was very, very moving and very emotional. And then to come here and be amongst the descendants of those people, that line that ties us. And so first I just want to say thank you to this extraordinary woman of Africa and I cannot tell you, there are always those amongst us who keep us grounded and keep us rooted and keep us reminded of who we are and from whence we came. And those people should be honored amongst us. And so I'm so grateful. To one of the two ambassadors I have in the room here, when I stood there and looked out at the ocean and imagined the boats taking people out to the ships and people chained, and we were told how many were lost just in those little boats going to the ships. But that idea of the year of return, which I had known about for so long and talked about coming in order to return, you need light. You really do. You need a lighthouse. Ships from all around who come over some really rough seas and difficult waters. The way you come home is to have a light guiding the way. And so I just want to say, Ambassador, you have been a light for all of us. One of the great light workers I've met on my Senate journey. And what you have created here, you've shown that you can turn dreams and visions into tangible realities. And we are all connected by blood and ancestry. And that is the spiritual connections. But you've helped those spiritual bonds turn into physical ones that bring us together in each other's presence. So I am in awe of you. I'm almost speechless, but I want to say thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Our ambassador here, I know you all don't know as intimately as I do the work that she does with the hundreds and hundreds of people, entrepreneurs, for helping American businesses, to dealing with counterterrorism and protecting, securing lives, and partnering with Ghanaian leaders, and investing in healthcare, and investing in fighting against everything from TB to malaria to AIDS. Every day they dedicate themselves. I fight for their pay increases. They don't make much money, but yet they do this work all across the globe. I visited with our State Department personnel from Nepal, all the way to our neighboring Mexico, and I've never ceased to be amazed. And we have just a great American leader here, and I hope you'll show her your appreciation. In congressional years, I am young. In Senate years, I am a baby, because we have a lot of lions of Congress who've been around a long time. But I hope you could put yourself in my shoes, that when I became the fourth black person ever elected to the United States Senate, I was lonely. There were no black people in the Democratic caucus, and it was a difficult time for me. I was there 10 years ago, in October of 2013. And then soon after, Ferguson happened, and I'm the only black voice trying to get people to focus on issues of race. in an institution that's slanted against states like California, 40 million people, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, have 2 senators diluting this, slanting the United States Senate to less diverse populations, to more rural spaces. And I would find sanctuary often going over to meet with the Congressional Black Caucus, which was flourishing and the largest it had ever been. And then I sit at this table where there's other young people like me, you mentioned Hakeem Jeffries, but there are these statesmen and women, literally founders of some of the organizations that we know about, literally leaders who bled on the Edmund Pettus Bridge, folks who marched with Fred Hampton, folks who were incredible activists who put their lives on the line. I want you to know we are in the presence of one of our great Americans, who we were joking today because there's a highway here called the George Bush Highway. This is the person that appropriated the money. Like so many women, like so many black women, her labors go unknown by many people who benefit from her sacrifices and her struggles. And so you all should know in Congress, this is one of our champions. This is one of our standard bearers. This is the one, you know the song Lean On Me? This is one of the people that a lot of us, like me included, have leaned on for a long time. I say now that her time in Congress, because God ain't finished with her yet as a leader, but her time in Congress is coming to a close. And for me to get a chance to be on one of her last trips, Codell's, as a congresswoman, for her to take me, she says she's on my Codell, she's taking me back to Africa, a woman who has here in Ghana helped appropriate money for schools, helped save thousands and thousands of lives through PEPFAR, a woman who has stood up and fought for the dignity of African people and people of African descent. And so I just want to say to you all, I'm very emotional right now. This is really incredible to be here in Africa, in Ghana, a place where so much of our soul force came from. And I say soul force because as I stood on that beach today and just thought about this idea of worthy, what does it mean to prove worthy of the sacrifices of our ancestors, the unimaginable pain, the indignities heaped upon our ancestors, the cruelty and savage.
Senator Booker, keep flying our flag for us.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.